Because you got to think, like in Brazil, we have 5,000 registered brands.
Registered.
The registered brands, you know.
With air quotes.
Yeah, quotes in, you know.
Not to mention everybody making their own stuff and selling their own stuff.
And we have like 40,000 distilleries, like that people know about. So it's like you can imagine what type of distilleries you have all around, and also what type of packaging, you know, you have it. It's just like it's been the third most consumed spirit in the world in terms of quantity.
Wow.
So it's like it's a big category when you put it in terms of worldwide, but in terms of exposure, it's really minor.
Well,
on a global scale.
That's the opportunity.
You know, yeah.
Right.
Oh God.
There's a market share to be grabbed, yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
but I think, if I may say, the one thing that really did make us different, and I think Cachaça in general's made that move. Everyone moves from their moonshine over to, like I say, more refined spirit. And we launched at a time where there are a few other guys as well, and we really want to work with them. It's about the artisanal cachaças, and it's about moving it, not just being a caipirinha, which was that great thing that came over in the 70s and the 80s. And what we did in Brazil was we was like, right, okay, caipirinha, amazing, so let's do a premium caipirinha, but let's move it into cocktails. And we had great bars like Dead Rabbit come down to Brazil, we had ECC come from London to launch us, and it was all about Candelaria, Trench in Tokyo, and it was all about demonstrating that this is now moving through a range of drinks.
Right.
And I think that's how, as much the quality of the liquid and packaging, but also moving it in that way in Brazil was how we kind of started to carve out a great space for ourselves.
Yeah, and I think also there's a big misconception with cachaça because you have industrial and artisanal cachaça also. So when you talk about cachaça, like 1% of it is exported, and in Brazil, like most of it consumed is industrial cachaça, which it's like it's a bit of more of a rough spirit basically, and it's like more to not to the masses, but it's more accessible. Let's put it that way.
It's a continuous distillation process, and hence it's made for volume.
Gotcha.
Exactly. So you can imagine that when you drink it, it's something, you know, which literally like, you know, it's punchy. It's not that smooth and it's not that elaborate.
Right.
But that's what cachaça is all about. You also have the families cachaças, you have the small cachaças, you have the artisanal cachaças, and that's basically what I think it's started to grow not only globally but also in Brazil. We can see a shift doing it because
Huge shift, actually.
So
We
it's
saw,
like,
what was that stat I saw? It was Spirits Business came out, and it was like Cachaça volumes have gone down from 81 million cases to 79 million litres a year, but the value of the category has gone up 2.4 billion, which is going to only be from the bottoming out, the exports, and the quality changing. So it's a good sign for us.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. So now you guys are up. You're at the artisanal level for everything.
Yeah.
So so in the U.S., how long have you been in the U.S.?
Since May 2014.
Okay, so like
Like
right away.
Yeah, so just before the World Cup.
I mean, when we say in, I mean it seriously softly. It's
Yeah, it's just
I would
like
say 215.
215,
50
yeah,
is more,
it's all
it's more
that,
realistic.
yeah,
I think, you know, it's a monster, this country, when it comes to alcohol distribution and three-tier distribution system.
Talk about how big Brazil is. The US is quite big also. You know?
And a much more aggressive market. It's more, you know.
Very
So where can people, like, if where can they get it online? I'm guessing at some places.
They can get it online. You can get it at Astor's. They can get it at Caskers. They can get New York, of course, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Florida also we're in,
Okay.
and we're in duty free San Diego also. That's the only place we're actually in the West Coast. I always have to, you know.
Yeah. Okay. And what is the typical price points that you?
So these two, they're quite new in the US. We just launched them a month ago, basically. So this is our entry level white one. After I'll explain each one. But this starts at 30, this goes at 40, and this 44. Basically, that's the recommended retail price. Basically, we have them on.
I think we have blue one at my house, if I understand correctly.
It's hard to remember. You have so much stuff here.